Hello, we are back. I am so excited. This is gonna be my third video, and I'm really excited because this is something that I had wanted to do for so long, and I finally mustered up the guts to do it. Today is gonna be a very exciting day. I'm actually gonna be cooking dinner for my family, but I'm also gonna be preparing a couple proteins for the remainder of the week, possibly for tomorrow, Friday, maybe some Saturday leftovers. So if you are interested in seeing what we're gonna cook today, stick along and join me while I am in my kitchen. And yeah, let's get started cooking because we have quite a few things that we need to do. What I want to start with are the tortillas because we're going to have to let the tortillas rest a while before we can start rolling them up or rolling them out and cooking them. So let's get that started. So for the tortillas, we're going to need all-purpose flour. We're going to need water, butter, and salt. And then a little baking soda. So I learned how to make tortillas from a dear friend that taught me many, many years ago. I used to make my own tortillas and then I stopped. And I kind of got rusty at it, I think. I haven't made them in so long that I'm not sure what they're gonna be like. But I have noticed that tortillas are kind of getting expensive, and I have been wanting for a while to prepare tortillas myself so that I can just do like a big batch and then have them in the refrigerator for whenever we want, tacos or burritos or anything like that. And so I'm gonna try today. I'm not gonna make a big batch because I wanna make sure that they're gonna be good before I actually make a whole bunch of them. But if they are good, then I will batch cook tortillas and have them readily available for my family. Because if I can, help myself for future meals, that's something that I want to do. I just completed 3 cups of flour in my bowl. I have 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour and half a cup of wheat flour. To this, I will be adding a tablespoon of baking soda. So it's gonna be about 3 teaspoons. So let's do 1, 2, and 3. There we go. That's about a tablespoon. And then I'm also going to add 2 heaping teaspoons of pink Himalayan salt. So I'll do 1. Because I really hate it when tortillas are bland, so I'm gonna go in with 2 heaping teaspoons. Here we go. I'll put this to the side, and then I'm just gonna give this a little toss to get all those dry ingredients incorporated. So I took my butter out of the freezer. I always store my butter in the freezer because I don't know. I just always store my butter in the freezer. So I took a stick of butter and I put it in with hot water and I melted the butter. And now we're gonna pour the butter into the flour. And we're going to mix. And I'm gonna use my dough whisk and I'm just going to whisk that in really nicely. And when it starts kind of coming together, I will knead it. Okay, it looks like I can start kneading it from here. So I'm just going to clean my dough whisk and kind of start tossing it around. I'm gonna put the dough back in here. I'm gonna let it rest. We're gonna let that rest for about 10 to 15 minutes. I'm just gonna put something over it, and let it rest. Okay, so next what we're gonna do is work on our refried beans. I'm using canned beans for this time. I actually do like to make my own beans, but I didn't prepare for that, and I had canned beans that I wanted to use up. So I drained the liquid out of the canned beans because I think that liquid makes you toot. And I don't want anybody to have any tooting issues today. So, drained. I'm also gonna cut up a small onion. And then I also have some cilantro that's gonna go into it. And that's it. We wanna keep this as minimalistic as possible because the more minimalistic refried beans are, the tastier they actually are. So my friend, the same person who showed me how to make the tortillas, also showed me how to make these refried beans, and I have loved them ever since. While we're at it, we're gonna chop our cilantro too, so that we don't have to do it later. To cook our refried beans, we're gonna add a little olive oil. We have 3 cans, so I'm actually gonna add a good amount. These are fried beans, so they need oil to fry up. And I think it should be somewhat ready. Let me just throw one in there. Actually, once that starts sizzling, I think it's good. So we're gonna throw all of our chopped onions in there. And then we're also going to add some salt, because you want to make sure that you're seasoning all of your elements of your dish. Give it a little toss, a little oil. And now that our onions are getting a little translucent and sort of frying up a bit, I'm gonna throw in the beans. Move it around, and I'm also going to add some salt to the beans at this moment. And after you mash your life away, this is what they're gonna look like. We actually like them like this, somewhat textured. I know some people might like them very, very pureed. We don't like them like that, so that's why we leave a little bit of texture in there. I'm giving it a taste test. If it's good on flavor. Yep, it's ready for the cilantro. Throw the cilantro in there and give it a good toss, and then we're just gonna turn them off. Now that we're finished with our refried beans, this is what they look like. I think they look phenomenal. They taste really good. I'm actually gonna let them sit for a little bit, and I'm gonna get started on our salsa. Now that we finished our refried beans, I wanna check on my tortilla dough. I just wanna feel it out, and if it's ready, roll it into balls. So I think it is. Actually, it's feeling so soft. Let me show you. This is what our dough looks like. It's so soft. It's really, really come together really nicely. So I'm gonna roll it into tiny little balls. So I'm just gonna grab it like this and sort of squeeze a ball like that out. I actually think this is too big, so I'm gonna squeeze half of that out. And this is gonna be the size of our tortilla balls. So this looks beautiful. So there we go. That is 12 little dough balls. So I am going to let them rest again. So there we have it. We have our 12 dough balls. They're looking beautiful. I'm gonna let it rest again for 10 to 15 minutes. And while we wait for the dough, we are going to make our salsa. So I'm making our salsa with onions, tomatoes, jalapenos, and a couple cloves of garlic. So I'm gonna be putting our salsa through our food processor. I'm gonna chop everything smaller. It's about that size, not too small. I have an issue with overripe tomatoes. I find them very offensive. I do not like them. So anytime I'm gonna do anything with tomatoes, they have to be a little bit on the greener side. I'll show you one that I didn't decide to put in my salsa, but I normally like them like this. But this is fine too. I'll have them because they're nice and firm. But if they're any kind of overripe or just ripe, I'm not eating it. And I'm just gonna cut that up like this. And just gonna roughly cut that up like that. Now this is how I like it. This is the consistency I like it. It's starting to get kind of juicy, and I like that because then you can dip, you know, chips into it and have it as like regular salsa. So I'm gonna give this a taste test and see if it needs any more salt or any more lime or anything like that. So this is what my salsa looks like. It's all fresh ingredients. I love this. I love having this in the refrigerator. Actually, I said that the jalapenos were not that spicy. Well, one of these little suckers is spicy. So the rest of them have not been spicy at all. But one of them is, because I scratched myself right here and it's literally stinging. So I can only imagine what this sauce is gonna be like. I hope that my family members that don't like super spicy things still like this. I love it if it is spicy, but you know, you have to think of everyone. Oh boy. That's so good. Putting a lid on it, and I'm gonna place it in the refrigerator because I want this to stay cold. All right, I'm gonna clean up a little bit and then we're gonna get back to the tortillas. So look at how strong that jalapeno is. I literally just went like this and it's super red now, which it's okay. I just got done cleaning up and I actually ended up putting everything in the dishwasher. It's, you know, how many of you can actually say like, you can command your dishwasher to start the load? Because I can. Dishwasher, start load. Huh? While we continue waiting for our tortillas, I'm gonna leave them for a little longer. I actually wanna get the chicken and the beef cooking. So I'm gonna slice up this chicken to thinner pieces, and then I'm also going to get the ground beef on the stove. So here's our meat in the pot. The only thing I'm gonna put into our meat is gonna be salt, pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder. And that's basically some just like flavors that go with any type of dish. I'm really happy that I did this because now I'm gonna have ground beef in the refrigerator for a couple of days, and I'll be able to make some beef tacos or burritos, or just mix it with a little spaghetti sauce and make meat sauce, and then mix that with, you know, put that over some pasta. So I think this will make for a couple quick dinners. And as you all already know, I'm very liberal when I'm cutting up my chicken with my scraps because they go to my babies, who you all know are right here, just waiting for their pieces. So I am not stingy with the pieces. You will see good meat go to my babies. That is the point. But they also get some good stuff, not just the stuff that we don't want. I cut off this piece because I don't like that little piece in between. I don't like this little corner piece right here ever, so I'm just going to slice it in half. Thinner, just so that we can get it cooked a lot quicker. I'll put it in there. Stay. Chica, there you go. Susie, there you go. There you go, baby. Chica, good girl. Sus. It's the little one, and that's the big one. They're getting their treats. Hey. Chica? So that was Chica and Susie. They always get their treats. So that's why they're always here, especially when I'm cutting up chicken. They can smell it from the living room and they rush over here. So moving on. Now I'm gonna season this with salt and pepper. Everything's going to be very, very basic because we want to use it for other things. And I always upload shorts during the week, so if you want to see what we're having all week, or if I'm trying something new out, go check out my shorts. So I have my pan heating up, and I'm about to throw my chicken in my pan, but I want to wait till the skillet is like really, really hot. So our proteins are done. So excited, because this means that I have to put less effort into dinners for the next couple of days. So as you can see here, I've got my ground beef. This was actually seasoned very minimal. Salt, pepper, garlic, and onion powder. That's it, because I want to be able to make different preparations with it, as well as the chicken, just salt and pepper. And if anybody wants some, they can help themselves. And also, when I'm ready to prepare some dinner with them, they'll be there as well. So I'm putting these away and being very excited about the fact that I don't have to cook protein for the next couple days. Okay, the last thing that we need to do is finish up our tortillas. And as you know, we already had our little tortilla balls. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna roll these out. And the reason why I'm not gonna roll them out, even though you can, if you don't have what I have, but I actually got gifted this cast iron tortilla press, which is on right now, so it's super hot. I didn't think this through. It's super hot, but let me see if I can grab it really quickly so that you can see it. Okay, it has some rubber, it has rubber in the bottom, so I think I'm able to pick it up from there. Let's see. Okay, so I got gifted this from a friend, the same friend that taught me how to make tortillas. She actually gifted this to me, not this specific one, but she gifted this to me a couple times. She actually bought me 2 of those and gave them to me. And both times I let someone borrow it and I never saw it back. You know who you are. So I ended up buying one for myself a few years back because I was gonna make tortillas every day, you know? That didn't happen, but it's gonna happen now. And I've been carrying it ever since. I treasure it with all my heart because it's so handy. So it's cast iron, and basically what you do is after you have your little balls of tortilla or of dough, you just take one and then you put it into your little tortilla press. This is my beautiful tortilla press. Place your tortilla as close to this base as possible because it's going to actually shift it a little bit. So now you just kind of press it down, then press this as far down as you can, and then let's take a look at what we have, and look at that beautiful, beautiful tortilla. So what you want to do is just put your tortilla in there, in this skillet, and then just give it like a couple seconds in there and then turn it around right away and let it cook. And I'll turn it around one more time, but I'm just gonna let it bubble up and do its thing, and then I will take it off. This is the last one that I'm gonna cook. I actually have the other ones here in this tea towel to keep them warm, and you know, these feel so nice. I'm actually really excited that I decided to make these for dinner today. Look at how beautiful these tortillas are. They're so beautiful. I'm so excited that I decided to make these for my family. They're gonna love dinner tonight. I'm gonna prepare myself a quesadilla the same way I'm going to prepare for them for dinner. So I just put a little cheese and some beans inside, and now I'm gonna let all that melt, and then I'm gonna put the salsa inside. Here's my quesadilla. I'm actually gonna open it up. Oof, it's hot. I'm going to grab some of the salsa right here and just kind of like put it like that. This may seem like the simplest dish, but it is so good. I'm sure this is gonna be delicious. So I'm gonna go in for a bite or eat the whole thing. I miss that homemade tortilla flavor and the refried beans. They're just so good. They are too good. Everything feels so healthy and fresh. And that is what I love about Mexican cuisine, is the freshness. This does not disappoint. This is delicious. I know I cooked it, it's my own food, but it's so good. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and also subscribe. Thank you.